Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me today. Today, I'm joined by Jay McDowall. Jay is going to perform at Symphonic Musicals, which is going to Cheltenham's Town Hall on Sunday, the 31st of July, with two performances, one at 2:30 and one at 7:30 p.m. Link for tickets is down below, and I hope you enjoy this chat with Jay.
I am Jay McDowall, and the show Symphonic Musicals is going to be a celebration of musicals from way back when, almost. And I'm really looking forward to it. I don't normally sing the sort of classics as such. I tend to go for the big belty numbers and the ones that are sort of current. So it's quite nice to be able to sort of delve back into the musicals of like latter days and stuff, and learn more as well, because they're not typically this my style of singing either. They're very legit as well, which is pretty interesting for me, just because as I say, my go-to is normally to pick the ones with big belty numbers and stuff. So it's been pretty fun trying to learn them. So it'll be good. And obviously it's with a live orchestra as well, which always adds something. I always think it's such a nice element to a show if you're performing with live musicians.
Yeah, of course. And kind of, where would you your musical journey begin? Kind of with those kind of musicals. Did you kind of see them as a child? Kind of.
Actually, I didn't see any musical theatre until I was a bit older. I didn't. So obviously, I didn't go to London an awful lot as a kid or anything like that. And I think the first time I went, I was about 21. Well, I went with the school once, but we didn't see any musicals. But the first time I went and I saw musicals, I was about 21, 22, and I just fell in love with them. I just thought they were brilliant, and ever since I've just went and saw as many as I can when I'm in London, or even when they're touring. Glasgow gets a lot of good touring musicals as well. So I tend to try and go when they're on. Last one I think I saw was Waitress when it was in Glasgow, so it was good.
Yeah, very strong. And then how do you I presume it might not be necessarily your decision, but how do you go about selecting the songs for the performance?
Well, it was the decision of the MD, Greg. He picked the set list, which is good though, because as I say, I would normally probably have went for things that I already knew, and so this is good for like pushing me out of my comfort zone and helping me to learn other songs that I wouldn't necessarily have chosen otherwise, which is good.
And is something like, something you wanted to pursue more, kind of the classic musicals? Now you've kind of done this?
Yeah, I think so they're kind of coming back a little bit, like with the likes of Anything Goes, and other shows coming back that are a bit older. It's probably good for me to sort of learn that sort of style of music, because I do audition for musical theatre on occasion, and it's always nice to have a good rep, basically. So yeah, the more the better. And although I probably won't be saying that at the end of July when I'm like, oh my god, what's the words?
You'll be fine. But obviously you're performing the kind of, like you say already, kind of a 26-piece orchestra, and alongside Lisa Jane Kelsey. Kind of, how excited are you to the kind of that moment, I suppose?
Yeah, well, the orchestra itself is lovely, and I've never met Lisa Jane, but I've heard nothing but good things about her. I'm actually currently on tour with Jonathan Ansell, and he played her Prince Charming, and I think it was Cinderella, possibly. And he said she's absolutely lovely, so I'm looking forward to meeting her and obviously working with her as well.
Amazing. And why do you think these songs have stood the test of time?
I just think that they're so. It sounds weird, but like there's just a nice thing. Like there's something nice about the music, the style, and the words, and things like that. And I think because it like evokes a lot of memories for a certain generation as well. It's nice just to be able to sing them and and have that sort of feedback from people, and just be able to take them sort of, I know it's a bit cliche, but on the kind of that journey from, you know, like maybe when they were younger, and just because music's it's a great healer, you know, it's a great thing to, and you know, I feel really privileged to have this as my job and be able to sort of go out and sing to people and have them tell me, you know, that it's one of the best things that they do in the like week or their plan, like their month or whatever. And so it's just nice to be able to then sing sort of the classic stuff as well, that the older generation will know, and hopefully pass it on to the younger people as well, so that it keeps going.
Of course. And obviously people may best know you, obviously, Britain's Got Talent, which I can't believe was 11 years ago. Frightening.
Me neither. It's mad. I don't know where the times went.
It's mental. But how do you kind of reflect on the journey kind of from there to where you are now?
I'm very grateful. I'm always very grateful for it. It's just, as I said there, that it doesn't seem like that long ago. No. And I think it's just quite strange to think that it has been 11 years. It doesn't seem like, you know, it's been 4 or 5, but it has, and I've done some really cool, incredible things since, which I guess I would never have had the chance to do otherwise, without it. So
amazing. And obviously, if you've already mentioned you're on tour as well at the minute with Jonathan Ansell and Les Musicals.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that for anyone who may see this too?
Yeah. So we're currently on the road. We're in Lowestoft tonight, and we're on the road until the end of June. And it's basically, so it's more of the contemporary musicals that we do, all the big numbers from musicals that you'll know maybe from, you know, like Les Mis to Phantom. But we do throw in, like, we've got a bit of West Side Story, and then Dear Evan Hansen. We put in Dear Evan Hansen for like sort of current musicals and things like that. So it's just trying to keep it, you know, so that everyone can enjoy it as such. Because we do have a varied audience, so, you know, from kind of the older generation, but we do have a lot of younger people coming as well, which we enjoy. And I think for me, when we were picking the set list for this, I did kind of try and be like, we need to do more things that the younger generation will relate to. And you know, some people don't know Dear Evan Hansen, but we've had a lot of people who came to the show the last time and have came this time and said, we didn't know what the show was, but we really liked that song. So that's a positive. So it kind of works both ways, you know, like for the symphonic musicals, we'll be, you know, taking the older stuff hopefully to newer generations, but
yeah.
And on the flip side of that, I'll take the new stuff to the older generations with other shows. So it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of a good mix then, to be fair, which is exciting. I'm going to throw you some, I call them quick fire questions. It's up to you if you want to answer them quick fire.
No.
these are just more generally about you. I'll skip the first one because you've answered it about what was the first piece of theatre you've seen. But do you have a favourite piece of theatre you've seen that stands out?
Yes. Actually, yes. And I know it's a bit, I've just said that I went to see Waitress, and my friend Chelsea Halfpenny's in it, and she was phenomenal. And I don't know whether it's the actual piece of theatre. I do love the show, but I think it was just Chelsea in that role. I was like, you're amazing. Yeah. She was pretty much made for that role. So that's been my favourite currently, but I can go and see a musical and I come out and I want to like be in every musical I go and see. Yeah. Like, I want to be there. It's like going to the cinema and seeing Marvel movies. You just want to be Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than obviously Cheltenham, because that'd be a biased answer, but do you have any kind of favourite places to perform that you performed in?
Well, so I've recently been to Cheltenham before, last year on another tour, and it was a lovely place, really beautiful. But I don't know, I think I always love going home to perform, you know, whether it be like, and I say home, I mean like in Scotland in general. Like I love the audiences, but you know, my hometown has got to be the best. The Gaiety in here, it's always a good night, it's always a good crowd, and I always just feel like at home and safe. And you know, it's always nice. Although, I mean, before the show, I am definitely the most nervous of anywhere else ever, because I know that there's people in that know me, but it's also still a great place to be.
Amazing. And if you weren't into singing and performing, what do you think you'd be doing with your life?
Oh, I don't know. So before Britain's Got Talent, I was a care worker. I used to look after kind of young adults with disabilities, and I loved the job. And I think possibly I'd still be doing that. Other than that, I don't know. Probably DIY or traveling. I'd probably have tried to start a travel blog or something. I love to travel, so I don't know. I actually don't know. I think it's one of those things. I've always been a singer. I've always loved music, and I think it's been one of those things. Even when I was a lot younger, as I kept saying, this is what I wanted to do, and so it's something I've never even thought about doing anything else as such, which is weird.
That's good. Hopefully, long may that continue for you.
Fingers crossed.
And who are your biggest inspirations in your life? It can be career based or just general.
I think growing up, it was one of them, especially musically, was my dad. My dad sings and plays the guitar and stuff like that, and I used to just look up to him a lot as a kid. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really have any sort of industry inspirations. I don't think. I try. I don't know. I try not to. I think sometimes I see people though, and I'm like, yes, go you. Yeah. But I don't know. I tend to just try and focus on what I'm doing and and do it rather than looking around myself too much.
Amazing. And if you could listen to only one album for the rest of your life, which album would you choose?
Oh no.
No, sorry.
Oh no, I don't know.
You don't have to say G4. You can pick G4 if you want.
I don't have to say G4. I hear enough of that. No, no, I'm kidding. Oh God, I don't know. Probably country music. It'd be like a country album.
Yeah.
Like maybe a compilation of country songs, because I love too many country artists to pick just one. So a compilation of country.
Yeah, very good. I mean, some might pick you can pick your albums. That's gotta pick your own.
Oh no, you don't want to listen to me for the rest of your life. Oh God, no.
Some people will. Some people will.
Well, I don't.
You don't probably. What would be kind of one thing on your bucket list? Again, can be career or can be just general.
Oh, I don't know. I'd love to perform in Madison Square Gardens. Just, I mean, and that was the venue I picked, but just somewhere like that. I would love to be able to play there one day.
That'd be amazing. This is a more kind of deep, big question for you. What does what does theatre mean to you?
Well, as I said before, it's one of those things. It offers an escapism from like the mundane, normal life, and as a performer, when I perform, I try and give everything I've got, because I know that hopefully, I believe there'll be somebody in the audience that really needs this night out, needs to get away from mundane, normal life, and I want to provide that for them. And as an audience member, in reverse, basically for me, like I go to the theatre to get lost and immerse myself in whatever show it is, so much so that, I will cry, or I'll get happy if there's a happy moment, or, or I'll leave and I want to be part of it, just because it's been my world for that 2.5 hours. So, yeah.
That's a very strong answer. My final question for you today is your moment to big sell symphonic musicals to everyone. Why should an audience member come and see it? Well, because it's going to be a good day of live music with live musicians and great songs to listen to, and I think it will help you to escape from the normal world and just immerse yourself in the musical one. Amazing. Well, Jay, thank you for your time today. Symphonic Musical is no problem. Thank you, Mark. Cheltenham's Town Hall on Sunday, 31st of July, 2:30 and 7:30.